Hello and welcome back to Blackwatch Intel. My name is Crashy, and I know I'm doing it again. I'm talking about Mercy. She might as well just be my favorite hero to talk about. But in all seriousness, I do think that we are a little bit further along. We're in a place where there's a little bit more evidence, and more specifically, I want to talk about the article coming out from Blitz Esports, where they talk to a few pros and they kind of make a, kind of summary of themselves of kind of like what's going on with the Mercy meta. And, I may put some of these on the screen so you can take a look at them for yourself. The link will be in the description box below for sure. But essentially, to kind of wrap up on this, and, I don't think I'm going to make this video too long because I've said this in the past, and I am going to reference some of those older thoughts as well. The thought is that the form of Mercy that we've gotten, where Res is no longer an ultimate, is almost 100% going to be super valuable. And I've been saying this since she was first reworked, where I said, if they nerf this because they had to, because that first reworked version of Mercy that came out was super ridiculous, if they nerf this, she's still going to be OP. And I've been saying that, and people are like, no, I don't know, this slowdown is ridiculous, she feels clunkier, and, at least this puts her in line more, and yes and no, because the core issue with Mercy is Res, and it's almost impossible to deny it. Now, the reason it's an issue is because it slows down gameplay and it gives a team that has a double res or has a pocket res a huge advantage over the team that doesn't. So when you make that kind of situation, you force both teams to run Mercy. And now, obviously, in like the Overwatch League preseason, because we talked a little bit about that prior here on the channel, she wasn't a 100% pick rate, but she was super high, something like 75, 85, somewhere in that range, just based on me looking at the games and looking at the comps and seeing that both teams were still running Mercy into each other. Now, we did see a little bit of Moira play come out, and we did see some old school dive combo come out with Lucio Zen, but ultimately, the pace of the game has gone way down because Mercy, and even Moira in some sense, and even like the change to Ana in a way, has really dove the viability of Lucio. He's pretty niche now. He is super niche. I actually think I'll probably make a follow-up video just talking about Lucio. So Lucio's viability has gone down, and with that, the speed of the game has gone down, and not just because of speed boost, but I mean, literally, think about it. Like, the speed of the game has gone down because we've lost, team speed for one or two teams, and now we're introducing, prolonged fights with Valkyrie, a really hard Mercy to kill, a really hard target to hit, and then, potentially two reses. So the speed of the game has gone way down. And that's a lot of what these pro players are referencing in this article. To read one that kind of stands out to me is from Costa of the Dallas Fuel. And he said, I think it's kind of unfortunate that Mercy's still almost a must pick, because the ability to res is super strong, but it's sort of switching the play up a little bit. It's good to see a lot of Junkrat, something new, even if it's a little strong at times. And that's really the main thing I wanted to touch on from his particular quote. But I think the main thing is that when pro players, and you do have to value their opinion in some way, they play this game way more than anybody else, and they play it at the highest level. When pro players are essentially saying, Mercy is OP, and yeah, Mercy's still a must pick, and, res is super valuable, at what point do we hard nerf the res? I mean, to where it's, I don't know, like totally different. Like, I mean, something totally different than the version that we have now, and we can talk about some ideas for that, or do we just get rid of it? Because I truly think that a version of Mercy where she does not have res and has a strong ability that sits in that place would be insanely valuable. She would still see some play because of the type of healer that Mercy is. Now, in the pro scene, if you get rid of res, I honestly think that, dive comes to the fruition, and that dive comp becomes meta, and that's the way that the game will probably always be played, in my opinion. So I'm not necessarily sure if that's a good thing, if everybody wants to see dive comp again. I personally think dive comp run to, great execution is really fun and interesting to watch, but I know some people may not feel that way. But at the same time, if I had to compare watching professional dive comps versus watching, these Mercy comps, I would definitely pick dive. So all in all, to kind of, recap, Mercy's still OP. I've been saying it. Maybe there's some, another light nerf they could do that would make it better. Maybe there is a big nerf to res that would make it better, like something that totally changes the mechanics of res, like make it a resource bar. We've heard about that. We've maybe talked about that here on the channel. If not, that would be really cool, where essentially it becomes like a mini ult, or even like kind of like how Torbjorn's armor is, where he has to collect the resource to then cash in on the ability. Obviously hers would have to be a little bit harder, so she would have to maybe she would have a mini healing bar, and she has to heal so much to earn 1 res, and then maybe not have it interact with Valkyrie at all, or just get rid of the double res, or get rid of the res and add something different entirely. So I don't know what the future holds for Mercy, but I know that this is not the end, and I've been saying it since she got the rework, and I've been saying it since she got nerfed. Mercy is just objectively very, very strong, and I hope that when they do find ways to balance her, it's not by innately making her less fun to play, because I do think that the slowdown cast time, while it was good, I think it's innately less fun for Mercy players, so I can definitely understand the complaints coming out from that. But all in all, we'll just have to wait and see. I wanted to bring this article out because, Blitz Esports makes some great Overwatch content. Definitely, check their website out. Check out their YouTube channel if you haven't. They make some really cool stuff. And it sparks some more, more controversy around the Mercy debacle, because she is fairly OP. And I think that's pretty objective. So thanks for checking out this video. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think? What's next for Mercy? So again, thanks for checking out this video. Please not leaving a like and subscribe for future content. I appreciate it again, and I'll see you on the next video.
Does the beat take you over?